नरघट तक है तेरी कहानी पग पग प्यारे दंगल 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 सूरज तेरा चढ़ता ढलता गर्दिश में करते हैं तारे दंगल 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 दंगल.
Great morning, my dear friends. Lecture number 3. Today we will be starting with, again I will be telling you something about the duration, learning outcome number B. So please take out your registers. Underwriting, understanding fixed income, risk and return. We have discussed in the lecture number 1 that what are the sources of return. In lecture number 2, we have started the risk, and I have told you what is the process of bond stripping and how Macaulay's duration will be calculated. That is nothing but weighted average of the different types of bonds in a portfolio. That is weighted average of a bond portfolio. And then we have started something with this modified duration. So today's lecture again will be on modified duration, Macaulay's duration, and something I will be telling you about effective duration. We will see to it whether time permits or not. So please take out your registers. Lecture number 3, learning outcome number B continued. Macaulay's duration, modified duration. In today's lecture, I will be more focusing on modified duration and effective duration. So in the last lecture, I have told you, that is lecture number 2, that Frederick Macaulay is a person who has invented the concept of duration. And he has invented that how to calculate the weighted average of the different types of bonds or the different types of securities available in the portfolio. So I have written the example. Macaulay's duration is a weighted average number. It is a weighted average number. It is a weighted average number. It is a weighted average number of coupon periods. So I have again given an example for, let's see the example. Please check out your calculators. A face value of a bond is 1000, coupon payment is 0, it means it is a 0 coupon bond, maturity is 4 years, and spot rate of year 4 is 12%. So if I want to calculate, if I want to calculate the weighted duration of this, the first column will be of maturity, second will be of cash flow, third will be of discounted cash flow, and fourth will be of weights, and fifth will be of weighted average. 1, 2, 3, 4 maturity, cash flow 1000, DCF discounted cash flow 635. Now I have calculated 1000. When I say 0 coupon bond, I mean there is no coupon payment, only the face value will be given, and it is to be discounted at 12%. It will come to 635. Then I have calculated the weights, and last is weighted average into this 4. It means Macaulay's duration is coming as equal to life of the bond, that is maturity period. So we can conclude here that in case of 0 coupon bonds, Macaulay's duration will be equal to bond maturity. So this can be concluded here. But in case of other than that, for example, in the last class we did we have calculated Macaulay's duration of a fixed coupon bond. In those cases, the Macaulay duration is less than bond maturity. So let me start with a new concept in today's lecture: modified duration. Now, when I say modified duration, it is related with the risk that if there is a interest rate risk, if there is an increase or decrease in the YTM, then by how much percentage bond price will increase or decrease. So the relationship between YTM and bond price, that is named as modified duration. That is, if there is a 1% increase or 1% decrease in YTM, then by how much percentage the bond price will increase or decrease. So modified duration, it is a measure of interest rate risk. It is a linear estimate of the percentage change in bond prices. Now, percentage change in bond prices, that would result from 1% change in YTM. It means if there is a change in YTM, then by how much percentage change will be in the bond price. So YTM is independent variable and bond price is dependent variable. So firstly there will be a change in YTM and then there will be a change in bond price. So the relationship between the change in YTM with respect to change in bond price, that if 1% there is a change in YTM, then by how much percentage there will be a change in bond price, that is named as modified duration. So I will be telling you with the help of a case study, and I have written the case study. Let the face value be $1,000, let the coupon rate be 10%, let the maturity be 10 years, and let the YTM be 10%. Now calculate, if I want to calculate the price of a bond and the modified duration, I can calculate it. Now modified duration means, for example, if YTM is 10%, the value of bond is 1,000, you can calculate with the help of a calculator. I have told you so many times. Now in case I change IY from 10 to 11%, then price will be 941. If I change IY to 9%, the price will be $1064. It implies that if there is a change in YTM, then there will be a corresponding change in bond price. If YTM increases by 1%, now because YTM comes in the denominator, if YTM increases, then denominator will increase, and if denominator will increase, then the coefficient will decrease, and when the coefficient will decrease, the bond price will decrease. It means there is an indirect relationship between YTM and bond price. If there is a change in YTM, if there is an increase in YTM, bond price will decrease, and if there is a decrease in YTM, bond price will increase. We have just seen that if it is 10%, if I increase YTM, then my bond price has decreased from 1,000 to 941. And if I decrease YTM, then the bond price will increase from 1,000 to 164. Now the point is, how much is a quantum? If I want to find out, 941 upon 1,000 or 1064 upon 1,000 into 100 into 100 or minus 1, you can also calculate. You can see that how much percentage change in increase or how much percentage change of decrease is there. So this thing I have written, very important flow chart. You have to prepare this. Earlier I was at YTM of 10%. Now if there is an increase of 1%, if there is an increase of 1% in the YTM, let it be 11%, then we have seen that the value comes to 941. And if there is a decrease in YTM by 1%, that is 9%, then the value comes to $1064. Now what is the interpretation of that? When YTM increases, then bond price decreases, and when YTM decreases, then bond price will increase. Hence bond price and YTM have inverse relationship. They have inverse relationship. So note number 3. Now the percentage change. We have to see the next point, that by how much, because we have taken 1% as YTM as 1% increase or YTM 1% decrease. But the increase in the bond price, percentage increase in the bond price and the percentage decrease in the bond price is different. So we have to analyze that whether the percentage increases more or whether the percentage decreases more. So number 3, 941. So 941 upon 5.1000, that comes to 5.9%. It means the decrease is 5.9, and if we see increase, it is 6.4%. It means there is a higher percentage of increase as compared to decrease. So this thing we can analyze, and we can write down also. Decrease in bond price is of less percentage as compared to increase. If there is 1% change in YTM, if there is 1% change in YTM, then on an average bond price will change by, now how I have calculated 6.15, because if I increase it by 1% or decrease it by 1%, then the value is 5.9 and 6.4, and if I take the average, it comes to 6.15%. So this is nothing but modified duration. 6.15% is modified duration. It means higher the modified duration will be there, higher will be the interest rate risk. You are getting my point? So let me start with the next point, interpretation of modified durations. Now, supposing there are two bonds, bond A and bond B, and in bond A this is the modified duration and in bond B this is the modified duration, then I can, with the help of modified duration, I can say that there is a high incidence of interest rate risk in case of bond B as compared to bond A, because bond B has a higher modified duration. And now when I am aware that this bond has a lower modified duration and this bond has a higher modified duration, I can manage my portfolio. Because just see, please write down firstly point number 3, interpretation of modified duration. Bond A 3, bond B 10. Bond B is more risky because 1% change in YTM, there will be 10% decrease in bond price. So let me move to a new point which I want to just tell you or share you with the help of a calculator also. With very easy muscle memory, I can calculate modified duration. So please write on this 5th point. Modified duration can be calculated with the help of formula and with the help of a calculator. V minus V1 2 into V0 into delta Y percentage. Now what is the meaning of V minus? That is, V minus is when the decreased value, and V plus is the higher value, the increased value, and V0 is base price, delta Y percentage is change in yield in percentage terms. We can solve it with the help of calculation of TVM row and recollect memories. So like this we can with the help of this muscle memory, also with the help of calculator, I will firstly feed that V0, that is increased percentage value, into RCL1, then RCL3, then into 2 into RCL2 into delta percentage. So I will be showing you how I will be doing with the help of a calculator. The same example, please take out your calculators. I have written the steps. Second, clear TVM. Okay, second, clear TVM. So firstly, 1000 is a future value. Okay, 1000 is a future value, and 100 is the PMT, and 10 is N, and 10 is IY. Compute present value, that is coming as minus 1000. So plus minus button. Now this is 1000 plus, then store this into 2. Store this value into second memory slot, because that will come into RCL2. Now just change the percentage. Now firstly we have to write now RCL1. For that, RCL1 means V minus. When I say V minus, it means when item increases, bond price will decrease. So next point is, if I decrease my YTM to 9%, so all the figures are being fed, only write 9 IY. Compute present value. That is coming as 1064. Now store into slot number 1. Then I will be finding out next value, that is RCL3. RCL1 minus RCL3 upon 2 into RCL2 into percentage increase. So I have already fed the values. So just I am changing the IY. This is IY, compute present value, that comes to 941. Then again plus minus button, that will be stored to 31. Now okay, now I will be doing RCL1 minus RCL2. RCL1 minus RCL2 is equal to this figure. Let it be stored to let us store to this figure to fourth, and then 2 into RCL2 into 1 is equal to so that 1%, and then if I divide store 4 upon this, that comes to 6.15%. So it means with the help of calculator also I can easily calculate it. So in the next class, from the next classes we'll be doing more practice in this, that how to calculate modified duration, how to calculate Macaulay's duration, how to calculate effective duration with the help of a calculator. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Be happy, be jolly, be cheerful.